This is That Guy Jig Sports Podcast. I am him, JIG. Subscribe, rate, or review Amazon, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Check us out. And don't forget about the Instagram at That Guy Jig. We're also on YouTube at Jigsaw Jimmy 17. Week 5 of the NFL. Week 5 of fantasy football. Either way, it's time to get serious. It's time to get serious. Christian McCaffrey, we know. We know. And like I told you last week, it's time to build your roster in a way that if he comes back, you are going to be an unstoppable machine. But if he's gone, you're still going to be a well-functioning machine. And that's what we must do. We must be prepared for anything because I'm here to tell you he's going to be out for the long haul. We got news. We got information. The guy has tendonitis in both of his Achilles, both of his calves. I don't know what the hell is going on with the guy's lower body, but it ain't right. The 49ers and the way they kept this secret will go down in history as one of the greatest secrets ever kept in mankind. Nobody knew. Nobody knew it was this bad. Hell, Christian McCaffrey didn't even know it was this bad. He said he was playing week 1. And then here we are week 5 trying to stay alive, and the guy we drafted number 1 is nowhere to be fucking found. But that's okay because we adapt, we evolve, we grow, and we go. And that's what we will do. Because in week 4 we saw some shit. We got even more injuries. We got to figure out what we're going to do about this Rashid Rice situation. He's out for the season. Got taken out by his own quarterback. Never seen anything like it. But here we are. But I'm here to tell you no one cares. People don't care about your excuses. People don't care about your injuries. When they're holding up their trophy at the end of the season, you think they're going to go back and say, man, that guy's team almost made it. They were just injured. No. They're going to be having fun, getting their cash app, getting the money cash app to them. They're going to be turning up, smoking on your team name, and you're over here still talking about injuries. No, sir. It's week 5. If you don't have injuries and your team sucks, it's time to start looking. I'm not saying it's time to sell everybody, but by week 6, week 7, we really know what our team is. We really understand what's going on. Because as the NFL season goes, we go. We understand what the Baltimore Ravens want to do this year. They want to give the ball to Derrick Henry. Rightfully so. So many times Lamar has came up short in the playoffs because of what? Not a good run game. Now you can't just depend on Lamar. Now you just can't, you can't key on the quarterback. You have to look at everybody. You have to look at Derrick Henry. Now the play action, listen, the play action in Baltimore hasn't even got started yet. Lamar Jackson is truly taking his time. He's truly setting up. This is going to be the biggest setup in NFL history. The play action in Baltimore is going to be brutal. Davante Adams wants out of Las Vegas. Sorry. So with Davante Adams wanting out of Las Vegas, there's going to be a contender that wants him. A contender that's willing to give up a second-round pick for a wide receiver like Davante Adams. I would love to see him in Baltimore. I would love to see him in Dallas. I would love to see him in Arizona. Places where they have quarterbacks, but they could also use a little receiver help. I don't think the Chiefs will be able to land him because that's an in-division trade. That would be absolutely bonkers. The Jets, of course, their name are going to be thrown around. Their name, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are literally the perfect combination. And honestly, that would be great to see again. But we'll see if it happens. We'll see if it happens. Week 5. Let's get to these fantasy football matchups, starting with the Thursday night games. The Buccaneers at the Falcons. This is a division game. It's time to get popping. Baker Mayfield's been playing pretty good. Falcons have a good pass defense, but you're still starting Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Listen, Chris Godwin is going to win leagues. He's in the slot, America. He's in the slot. Okay? He's getting mismatches all season long, and Baker Mayfield's doing a good job of giving him the ball. Now, the Rachaad White and Bucky Irving situation, I still believe you can start Rachaad White, and I think in deeper leagues you can get away with starting Bucky Irving. I think this is one of the true situations with because of how they both play. They're both pass catching backs. They're both elusive as fuck. They're gonna make people miss. They're gonna get some yards. They're both touchdown dependent. But either way, you can depend on some points from the Buccaneers running backs. For the Falcons, it's all on Kirk Cousins. It's 100% on Kirk Cousins. Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts had a fucking goose egg, which is wild. Absolutely wild. I've never seen so many goose eggs from the tight end position. But Kyle Pitts, that goose egg really was surprising. That was a surprising goose egg by Kyle Pitts. Bijan Robinson is going to look to get in the paint. The Atlanta Falcons offense, man, has not been what it's supposed to be. It's still early. Yes, it's week 5. But in there, you got to look from their aspect. This team has just been put together. So it's still early for their chemistry. But once it gets there, I do believe it will be more explosive offense. I do believe against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this is a good chance for your offense to get rolling. Their defense is not very good. It's solid. They run a lot of zone defense. So I think there's going to be opportunities there. But overall, this game, this Atlanta offense, it's all on the shoulders of Kirk Cousins. They gave him all that money. They did what they did in the draft. It's all on Kirk Cousins because at the end of the day, this team goes as far as he takes it, and they know it. They know it. The whole goal of this Kirk Cousins experiment was, can you take us to higher heights than a Taylor Heineke, than fucking Desmond Ridder, than the clowns we've had in here? Can you do better? And so far, I wouldn't say he's doing worse because of how early it is in his tenure there, but I will say it does need an improvement. Overall, I do like the Falcons in this game. It's a home game for them, so I do like the Buccaneers with the points. I think they're giving them 2.5 on the duel. On Sunday, we got a game in London. Jets and Vikings. Will the Jets get a win? Probably not. This Vikings defense is pretty good. And the Vikings offense is solid. Sam Darnold, in my opinion, might be comeback player of the year. I know it's early, but he still could be comeback player of the year in the long run. I like Addison. I like Jefferson, of course. Garrett Wilson's going to continue to have tough games. He's going to have some tough games, man. And this one, I think that whole offense could have a tough game because it's a game in London. It's going to be an early game. And like I said, the Vikings defense has been a menace this year. 100% menace. So watch out. I do like the Vikings in this game overall. But for fantasy football, Braylon Allen, look for him to start getting more goal line touches. Robert Saleh was hitting at that. He didn't get any on Sunday, and they didn't get into the paint. That's a direct correlation. I don't make the scientific rules. That's just how it goes. You put your 250-pound fucking running back on the goal line, and you let him pound some shit in. So look for Braylon Allen to get into the paint this week because, Breece Hall is a finesse guy. That's what they're saying. We got Panthers and Bears on Sunday. This game could be all right. The Bears 2-2. Panthers are getting some wins. Andy Dalton got the L to his former team last week. And that's another thing about that Vikings and Jets game, dude. Sam Darnold is going back against the Jets. This is a revenge game. This is a fucking revenge game for Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold's stock is up. But moving on. Sorry. I almost forgot about that key point. I can't just leave you. I can't leave you without telling you. The Panthers and the Bears game, as long as Andy Dalton's the quarterback, everybody for the Panthers is relevant. And I'm just going to keep saying that. As long as Andy Dalton is the quarterback. He's a solid quarterback for this team. The Bears are the Bears. We saw DeAndre Swift pick it up. We knew eventually he was going to get it going. He got it going. That's going to be good for Caleb Williams in the long run because that's probably going to open up more of the pass game. So we'll see about this game. This game's going to be a kind of a low score. I do like the Panthers points. I do like those 4 points that they're giving the Panthers. I think that's pretty solid. The Ravens and Bengals is going to be a slugfest. I think this could get kind of a high scoring because the Bengals are going to have to score. They're going to have to score every possession because of how good the Baltimore Ravens are running the football. They're able to take time away, completely away. Just milk the hell out the clock. And if you're the Bengals, you can't come out flat. You can't come out, not scoring. You have to put up points because they are going to put up some type of point. With Justin Tucker, with Lamar Jackson, with Derrick Henry, you're going to find a way to put in points because Justin Tucker's leg is so good. He's been missing a little bit lately. I get it, but he's still a weapon nonetheless. And with the way this offense can move the ball, they can get into field goal range and they can definitely break off wrong runs, break off bomb plays. And like I said, the play action has not even got started yet. Zay Flowers has not started killing off play action yet. They are literally just running it down people's throats right now. So when you play teams like that and teams that are efficient at scoring, you have to score. And that's why I think this game has the making of a high scorer. Everybody in this game is open. Rashad Bateman, that's a receiver you can get in deeper leagues. If you're looking at the guy from Harvard, from the Cincinnati, he's in play. I think T. Higgins touches the paint this week. I think a lot of attention will be paid to Jamar Chase, leaving T. Higgins one-on-one. Now, the running backs, those guys should be good. Chase Brown should be taking over that number one spot by now. I think as the season goes along, you will see Chase Brown doing it more and more and more and getting more of the number one reps while Zach Moss is more of the complimentary back. I just think this is inevitable and that's what's going to happen. The Dolphins and Patriots games is straight shit. Flush it. Not even talking about it. The Browns and the Commanders. This game right here, last week, Amari Cooper owners, we saw bombs get taken away from us. Literally got taken away from us, 70 yards, But I think this week it's going to be a high score. The Commanders have a terrible pass defense. The Commanders' offense is scoring at an amazing rate. Jayden Daniels is going against probably one of the best defenses he'll face so far this year. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if Deshaun Watson can pull his head out of his ass for once. We need Deshaun Watson because without Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, these guys are nothing. Nick Chubb is starting to ramp up a little bit on practice. He should be practicing today, actually. So with that being said, Nick Chubb is on the horizon. This game has the works for a high score. Jaguars and Colts has the works for a high score if Anthony Richardson doesn't play. He is a terrible quarterback. I'm done. I'm not going to get on the young man too hard. Pause. But Michael Pittman Jr., he's going to be in play. Josh Downs in play. If Jonathan Taylor plays, which he should play, he will be in play even though he will be kind of banged up. Probably go pick up a Trey Sermons. I think that's the backup in Indy. Other than that, Jacksonville, they showed a little bit of something last week, so maybe they can keep this momentum going. We need Travis Etienne in the paint. We need Christian Kirk in the paint. Evan Ingram, ooh, baby, I love you more every day. When you coming back, bro? This is crazy, big head. We miss you. We need you. Come on. But that game's going to be an interesting game in Jacksonville, in Duval. They are 0-4. They need to get the win. They are the favorites. I can see them winning. But then again, like I said, if Anthony Richardson is not playing, I will be taking the Colts money line. And it's just that simple for me. Bills and Texans, which could be the game of the day, especially the game of the morning games. Josh Allen and these cats just got smacked the game before, so look for them to bounce back like Viagra. The Texans are still the Texans with Tank Dell maybe coming back. We'll see. Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins are still plenty with Dalton Schultz. Now, if Joe Mixon comes back, that's the key. Joe Mixon, I think, has missed the last 2 games. If he misses another one, I'm here to tell you he should play the next one. It's just that simple. Joe Mixon is a tough guy. He figures it out, and he's a running back you love to have in fantasy football. Now, the other guys are cool, but they're not Joe Mixon, and it shows. C.J. Stroud's going to do C.J. Stroud things. This is going to be a good game, straight thriller. I like the Houston Texans at home. If this was in Buffalo, I would take Buffalo. I just think the Houston Texans aren't to be trifled with, especially at home. Now, we got the Broncos and the Raiders. This is the battle of the second place. And honestly, I'm not talking about it because it's a shit bowl. Get the kickers. Here we go. 49ers and Cardinals has the opportunity to be a high-scoring game. Has the opportunity. Brock Purdy, what are you going to do for us? Brandon Ayuk, what is going on? I don't know if that's Brandon Ayuk or Kadarius Toney. I don't know. I truly don't know. We have no flavor around here. We gave you all this bread, and then now you're stale. This is unfucking believable. This is why. This is why people like T. Higgins have to fight nail and tooth to get a fucking paycheck. Because people like Brandon Ayuk, they bitch and moan about some bread, but they don't put the work in. It clearly shows you weren't putting in the work. You were not. I just refuse to believe. Mason is still, Mason's the guy. Deebo Samuels is good. Brandon Ayuk is he's going to be an option, of course. And then on the flip side, of course, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner, but don't forget about Greg Dortch and Michael Wilson. These are guys that Kyler Murray likes to get the ball to, and he will get the ball to them because they need to. They won't be able to run the ball, so they're going to need that passing and Kyler Murray's improvisation skills. Packers and Rams is going to be a pretty solid game. If you got people in it, play them. I like the Rams in this game. I really do, just because of Matthew Stafford. And I'm not talking about winning the damn game. I'm talking about fantasy football. I like Rams players. Tutu Atwell. I like Kyron Williams, of course. That guy's a fucking monster. Johnson and Whittingham. These guys are guys I think that can do all right for you for a fill-in role. Now, if we're on the flip side, I like Wicks. Wicks seems to be a good target. We know Christian Watson's out again. The guy's going to miss time. So the Packers wide receivers are in play. Romeo motherfucking Dupes. This guy is now in play. Listen, me personally, you can hear the excitement in my voice. I've been holding on to this guy for quite some time because I know how much Jordan Love likes him. So Jordan Love, Romeo Dubes combination is real, and make sure you can get a piece of that. I want you to be a part of that. Giants and Seahawks, this has an opportunity to be a high-scoring game. The Seahawks get a bounce-back game after that loss to the Lions. They, get the Giants coming home. Daniel Jones, he has been better. He has been better, and he has been good enough to the point where his weapons, Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Devin Singletary you can use these guys. Shout out to Daniel Jones. I don't think you're going to get paid. I don't think you're going to be the starting quarterback for 2 years, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're doing what the fuck you're supposed to do, and you're getting our guys the ball in the paint and around the paint, and that's okay. Malik Neighbors, for betting people, take his overs on catches, guys. The guy gets about 12 targets. He's had 50 targets this season. Do the math how many that is a game. It is insane numbers. Wan'Dale Robinson's another guy in deeper leagues you can get your hands on. Steelers and Cowboys. Interesting game this is. The Steelers and Cowboys is interesting because of Justin Fields. If Justin Fields gives you a repeat performance of what he just did against the Colts, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a damn good game. And he could, because the Dallas defense is overrated. And with Michael Parsons out, and I think the other guys out, they got people out all over the board. This could be a high-scoring game, and Dallas could lose this game, and that's why they are the underdogs. Dallas's defense makes them the underdogs. Can their offense score points against this Pittsburgh defense? We saw what the Colts did. I believe the Cowboys have similar, if not better, weapons than the Colts. The Colts have the better running back, of course. We can't argue that. But the Cowboys have the better wide receivers and the better quarterback. And the better offensive line. So you take your one win. But overall, I like the Cowboys in this game. I like the Cowboys. Anytime I can get a Dak Prescott money line win, I'm going to take it. Saints and Chiefs. This is the upset of the week. The Saints will beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are really beat up right now. If you can get your hands on Kareem Hunt, get him. You probably can't. He's probably already gone. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And things will never be the same. But I'm telling you that the Saints will beat the Chiefs this week. The Saints are going to come in hot. They're going to come in motivated. Alvin Kamara seems pretty rested after a kind of a week of not getting that much usage around the goal line. I think Alvin Kamara has a bounce-back week. I think this Saints offense is going to be able to drain the clock and score against this Chiefs defense. And I don't think this Chiefs offense is going to be the same without Rashee Rice. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be just dead awful. I'm not saying Rashee Rice was just so key in that offense, but Rashee Rice was a part of that offense none the least. And he was getting a lot of targets, and he was making a lot of plays, a lot of quick, easy plays. So it's going to be interesting who steps up. And it's going to be interesting to see if you subscribe. Because we are getting to this together. It's week 5. We are done staying alive. We're done. Now we're making moves. It's time to make moves. It's time to see the future, see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because the injury season's we're about to work through these injury bugs. The vaccines are out. The shots are being given. We are just waiting for the antibodies to develop. And they have started to. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. And there's a subscribe button at the bottom you should hit. And you should tell a friend to tell a friend. So that way they can get on this ship that never sinks, and that's a friendship. I will be posting the picks for the NFL tonight for Thursday Night Football. I will put those on today on the Instagram. I will put the games for Sunday on the Instagram. We will be dropping the college football one next, and then we'll be dropping our picks on the Instagram. The Instagram is for all my gamblers. All my riverboat gamblers, my brothers in odds, unite. That is where we go. The Instagram. I post all of the pics on the gram, and we are doing pretty well, folks. We're doing pretty well. Won't you come? Won't you try my grass? But at any rate, thanks for listening. This is That Guy Jig. I am him, J-I-G. Thanks for listening, and once again, peace.